I'm listening. No, no, no. You get a green stamp book and you fill that book up. How did that thing work? Because somehow we get money somewhere. You fill it up, and then they give you money for it. They go catch me. And where did you get the green stamps from? From the grocery store. David, it spit out so many stamps. Yeah. Huh? When Dixie. They still do it? Oh, okay. So I guess, yeah, I guess that's replace green stamps, the rewards points. I think they just do them rewards things just to get your email and phone number and stuff. I just think that, yes, I don't remember no phone number with green stamp books. I think they just getting your information now, but I don't know. But anyway, all right, huh? Yeah, that's right. And it was a rotary phone. No call waiting, no nothing. All right. If you joining us via Facebook Live, welcome Bible Study New Life of Excellence, 2990 Candace Campground Road, Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're talking about excellence and resource, Proverbs 22, verse 6 through 7. Amplified, train up a child in the way he should go. And in keeping with his individual gift, the bent, when he is old, he will not depart from it. Verse 7, many people don't connect the two, but it says, train up a child in the way. I'm sorry, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. So we're having a conversation around how true that is and how necessary is discipline and how necessary is budgeting as we try to get out of the rat race of life. How many if you had all the money you needed to take care of your bills would still get up and go to work tomorrow? They said what? So hopefully no bosses are watching. But okay, why? Huh? Love what you do. Yeah, love what you do. Wouldn't be full time. It'd be definitely on your terms. On your terms. So, so would people also have to get sick on your terms? I mean, how would that work at giving your feel? Giving- okay, all right. You wouldn't be yeah, right. Gotcha. How many folk quit work? How many folk like, what else? I'm out. Deuces. And that becomes the question: how much money does it take to do that? How much money does it take to do that? It is interesting that from a little boy, I always literally, I mean, because we didn't have a lot, I always longed for the day where I could just go to the store and buy, whatever I wanted. And for me, when I was thinking about it, that was going to be enough. I can go to the store and, if I want it, I can buy it. And then, huh? Right. Not, I mean, you want to talk about good and embarrassed. You ever got up there to that checkout line and people behind you and you you gotta say, oh man, take that off. Oh my God. Take no, take that off. And I'm looking like, what is what is happening? What is happening? That is trauma. That is trauma for a young child watching and looking back at everybody watching this. But y'all ever had to do that? No? So when we first started doing Dave Ramsey as a ministry, I mean Dr. White and I, we're all in on this because Lord knows we needed it. We had none, and because we had, I mean, again, we had just lived in a world where we just hoped we'd have enough money to go buy what we want, and then when we got enough money to go buy what we want, just went and bought what we want. And this right here came hard, especially in and around money. And so so yeah, so we started doing the Dave Ramsey thing. We were doing the envelopes, and I'm used to going to the store with a card. Then I start going with an envelope. I cannot. I'm telling myself, ain't no way we putting something back when we get up there. All right, so now I got to figure out what's in this card, and I got this little calculator now. I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Because I already know, because I struggle with this when it comes to money. I already know there are a couple things in the checkout line that I hadn't accounted for that I'm gonna want, because they're gonna have them right there for me. Anybody ever picked up something right? And back when COVID changed everything, so we don't go to the store anymore. Like, y'all go back? Y'all back at the store yet? Back at the store. See, COVID changed all that for us. I don't know how we get our food now. All I know is the missus say, I'm getting the grocery order together, anything you need, and I say, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, and then she say the groceries on the porch. Know how they got there, but I'm like, okay. I go down and get the grocery, and we put them up. But like again, because I lack discipline, they won't have all of the stuff that I know I didn't need, like the Crunching Munch. And then if they were overloaded on debit cakes, they put them up in the front. Whatever they needed to get rid of, they put that right at on the way out, along with, of course, the candy bars, the gum, and the mints and everything. And I wasn't there for that, but that does make sense. It does make sense. So you're going to add that to the buggy. When you have an envelope with just X amount of dollars, you got to be real careful with it. So the envelope system taught us this real quick. So if you haven't done, how many of you have done envelopes? I'm saying envelopes. What's the correct term for enunciation of it? I can say it, envelope is okay? Okay, because I don't have Dr. White here to correct me. Envelope is okay? All right. Huh? I can say it. You don't, how you say it? Envelope. You say envelope? Envelope? Uh, you know, um, but the envelope system is a great way to learn discipline in and around money. What is the envelope system? You literally get you 5 or 6 envelopes for anything you spend money on that is not fixed, that can fluctuate. Get it in an envelope, and make sure that you tell the truth about what you're spending on it. So for us, that meant grocery, because it fluctuated so much. And so we would do our budget. We'd do our budget, and we say we're spending $80 a week at the grocery store, and we go in there with an envelope, and we can't survive on $80 a week at the grocery store. So we got to tell the truth, and so we'd have to put more money in the envelope, though, in order to be able to go back, because we weren't using cards anymore. Gas in the car. It's easy to just swipe and not really have that have that calculated. But if you put that money in an envelope and you got to go in there and give it to them, if you're gassing up 2-3 times a week, well, you got to tell that budget the truth, because the envelope don't lie. Everybody say the envelope don't lie. And so we start doing that, and then when we go to the store, you got to put the receipt down in the envelope, and then you come back and you say, okay, how did we do? Did we actually spend that? And the only way we were able to do it when we started doing the envelope system is, if we were going to spend more at the grocery store, it had to come out of one of the other envelopes. So we had grocery store envelope, we had date night envelope, we had gas envelope, um, um, maintenance envelope, things you don't think about when you're writing down your budget. So Elder Carlo gave you a budget sheet on Sunday, and of course on this budget sheet that you have is everything. I have one right here. Is everything from food, shelter, electric, water, phone, TV, car insurance, car gas, health insurance. How many of you know what you're paying for each of those line items on a monthly basis? Any of them. I mean, all the way down that line. How many of you know what you spend on food every month? It's a range? How many of you how many of you know what you spend on housing? Y'all know that? Okay. How many know what you spend on housing? Um, well, how many of you homeowners? Give yourself a hand. How many of you have your taxes and insurance escrowed in? So you don't have to pay taxes and insurance outside at the end of every year. Everything is you have to pay your own. You see what I'm talking about? Everybody done turned about. No, I gotta bring you the mic. So I ain't gonna let no. I'm not gonna let anybody look you in the face because they don't need to know your business. But tell them again. Tell them what you just told me.
My house paid for.
Come on now, y'all. Come on now. Miles, tell you, how many of you have a goal to pay your house off? Yes. 30 years. How many of you want to pay it off in 30? How many want to pay it off 20? 10? Now listen, y'all gonna have to jump in here. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to get you to the lottery or anything. Like, no, I'm hoping it's paid off tonight. That's probably not gonna happen. So I'm talking about real planning. 10 years? You don't have that much longer. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what's a great way? Again, a great way to really get, I mean, like gazelle intensity towards paying a mortgage off, of course, is to do a 15-year mortgage. But you know what happens if you do a 15-year mortgage, right? Huh? Yeah, or you just gonna have to downsize in the amount of house that you're living in. It's you it's gonna be a larger payment. But guess what you're gonna pay if you pay it off in 15 versus 30? You're gonna pay a lot less interest. Yeah, a lot less what? And whose interest is it? Whose best interest is it that you pay your house off in a shorter period of time? In a longer period of time, I'm sorry. The banks. The banks. Y'all ever been in your bank? They getting nicer. Nice. They're getting nice. You know that banks literally only make money basically on fees and interest. So they give you and me money, and then they basically get to build their buildings and pay everyone based on what we pay them over what they loaned us. And so then on your mortgage, then watch this. The bulk of your interest is front loaded on your loan. Say it with me. The bulk of my interest is. That means when you make a payment day one, they're gonna get about 90+% in interest, and a tiny fraction will go towards your principal. Did y'all know that? That's the way the banking system works. And it does that, and the longer you're in the loan, so it's not until you get to double-digit years that you really start making a difference in your principal. So like after like year 10, it might be getting closer to 60-40 or so. Year 15 might be 50-50. But if you pay it off after year 15, the bank like, you know what, we got what we were looking for out of it. And so it works out for them. So I put some key statistics in your notes, and I want you to see it real fast. I put this down here in Self Credit Builder, self.inc, INC online. The average American will pay $532,910 in taxes in their lifetime. Everybody say, ouch. And again, you get to weigh where you are because, again, this is average. Some of you in here will pay more than that. Some of you in here may pay less than that, but this is average. You know what the average American's income will be over their working lifetime? Basically about 1.5 million. So 1.5 million. Somewhere in there, you look it up, it's somewhere in about 1.5. But here's what I want you to do though. If you make an average of blank over your working lifetime, you will have made blank. So what would be a good average income over the course. And we'll call an average work life, we're gonna call it 20 to 65. So we're gonna call it 45 years. Okay? This pen doesn't write. Elder Rickay, can you do some quick math for me? You have Elder Rickay, do some quick math for me. If I make, let's go up in increments of 10,000. Let's start at 40,000. If I make $40,000 a year times 12 months, I meant 40,000 a year times 45 years. How much did I make? 1.8. So if you make $40,000 now and you don't get a raise at any point, you will have had in your working lifetime right at $2 million go through your hands. Y'all have it? Y'all see it? 30, thank you, sir. Approximately 33% of that will be spent in taxes. Everybody say, ouch. Say it again. Ouch. If you make $50,000 a year, how much? 50,000 a year for 45 years, yes. 2.25. 60,000. 2.7. Who adding up? Are we getting close to your 70,000? See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why you back in school. See, you're like, now where am I going from here? 80,000. 80,000. 3.6. 90,000. And then if you get to six figures, 4.5 million over the course of 45 working years. Now, if you get up here, the chances of you paying a little bit more here without the proper planning is going to go up, right? Y'all know that, right? Like you might pay a little bit more here. Now here is the thing. Here is the thing with that. That's if you don't get any raises. When is your peak earning years? When are your peak earning years? Like when your income is going to be at its peak? Yep. Early mid 40s into your mid 50s or so, which means who in here is under 40? So thank you, Adriana. Under 40, you haven't hit your peak earning years. Who in here is in their 40s? So you're just getting there, may not even have gotten there yet, which means then you got like 20 to 25 years of peak earning that you can tap into. Because if you're really good at what you do, what happens after you get out of your peak, like Elder Rickay, if Elder Rickay in about 10 years, like, you know what, I done did the whole corporate thing, then her brain from being in corporate America so long gets monetized in consulting or something of that nature, at which point your income literally could do that. And so a lot of, if you notice, even when they talk about pilot shortages and everything else, they go back and get some of these guys 70 plus years old and bringing them back, and they got to pay them big dollars to come back, but it's because that wisdom is still needed in the marketplace. That wisdom is still needed. And so I think about this all the time, because it's like many people work, and even no matter what type of work you do, if you're learning while you're going, eventually your brain is going to be worth something to a generation of folk coming along. I mean, your ability to just train and tell them what not to do and where to go and where not to go is worth money. But again, it's not the amount of money, it's the amount of discipline with money that really matters in the whole scheme of things. Y'all say that with me. It's not the amount of money. It's the amount of With money. So what is discipline then? What is discipline then? So we said discipline is what's this? Staying committed and consistent, controlled actions, saying no to yourself. Who-wee. Say it again. What's discipline? Do it right now. Say it. Say it again. No. Now I know y'all like I can say it in here, but can you say it when you at the mall? Which no is that? Is that no? I can't say it at the mall, or you telling yourself no because you already envisioning you at the mall? Can you say it when you're at the mall? This would be a yes. And what would you be saying? What are you saying yes to? I can tell myself. Can you say no? Because see, y'all, you almost had me. I'm glad you said that. Y'all had me because we don't go to the mall no more. Can you say no to Amazon? Ma'am? Okay. Okay. So if 30+% of my income is gonna go to taxes, do that seem fair? It don't seem right, do it? But do we have a choice? We don't. If they're gonna take 30+% of all my money, that means I only have control of 70%. And then you gotta pay more tax to spend just to use the 70%. So they're gonna take 30%, and then if you want to go buy something, they're gonna tax you on that. And hold up. If it is an asset of any kind, they're gonna tax it every year. So it's like like I gotta pay taxes to buy it. Wait a minute, I gotta pay taxes to be able to buy it. Then I have to pay taxes on it when I buy it. And then I have to pay taxes every year for still owning it. And they're going up every year. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? They go up every year no matter who's in office. All that talking, them taxes just steady going up. And yeah. You know why? You know why they keep going up? Cause we keep spending we keep spending all the money coming in, and you know how our government is funded through taxes. Are they going away? Why? Because our government has to be funded. Yep. So taxes gonna be with us, unfortunately. So we got ain't nothing we can do about that. Here is the other thing though. So you got 30+% in taxes. Guess what percentage? Did I put it in here? Right here at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth dot down. Who has the mic? Elder Rickay, you have it. Read that one for me. All that needs to be charged. All right. Here you go. Read that one for me.
Which bullet? Tax on property will set the average homeowner back an additional $144,553 on top of the purchase price and running costs.
Okay. So that's an additional tax. Now that's called property tax now. That ain't income tax. Y'all know we've been talking about income tax. Now we're talking about property tax. Y'all with me? Now, if you have a loan on that property and you have to pay interest, now we're gonna set you back another. So did I put it down here? So I'm sorry, I didn't put it in the notes and I can't quote it, but the average person over their lifetime will spend the better part of $200,000 to $300,000 just in interest alone. And remember, in that average, that many other people averaged in there are not homeowners. Y'all with me? So when we talk about spending $200,000 to $300,000 in interest, we're talking about credit card, car payment, belt card. Amazon have a card yet? Amazon card, Walmart have a card yet? Walmart card. Y'all tell me what else in y'all wallet. Y'all talk about who else have a card? TJ Maxx. I know TJ Maxx have one. TJ Maxx. Who else? Home Depot? Yeah, Home Depot. Everybody got a card. Now, do we have everybody's card? Y'all want me to do a test? How many of us have at least one card in our wallet? At least one. At least two. At least three. We talking about credit cards. We just talking about credit cards. We talking about credit cards in our wallet. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about, when I say wallet, I'm talking about at the house, in the car. I ain't talking about like just, you don't, yes, I'm talking about like, hey, look, check it. At least one credit card. At least two credit cards. At least three credit cards. At least four credit cards. Okay? How many carry balances on their credit cards? How many pay bills on credit cards? Huh? Okay. So those are some guess where the highest interest rate paid in America is paid? On credit cards. On credit cards. Highest interest rate that you will pay on any purchase is on a credit card if you don't pay it off. If you don't pay it off. So think about that. Everybody say, think about that. Say it again. The average income, all right, so if you make, right there, that fill in the blank down at the last one before I go to key budget statistics, if you make an average of, put your income in there and then put it, multiply it times 45, and it's gonna tell you what your earnings will be over your lifetime if you just simply stay where you are. Now, we know you're not going to stay where you are because you're much too sharp and you go to New Life of Excellence, and a more excellent way will insist that you make progress, but we're just playing the game right here. Right there where you are times 45 would be what? Or heck, if you don't have 45 years left, multiply it times the amount of years you have left and see what. I did not lie to you. If you don't have 45 years left, if you don't live 45, you might not have 45 left to work. Y'all have it? All right, let's talk a little bit about budgeting. So the budget sheets are there. What is budgeting? We said it's control of money. What else? On the second page, I'm going to give you a definition real fast because, man, my time is running fast. All right, budgeting is a financial plan for your income over a determined period of time. Y'all agree with that? Dave Ramsey said a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. How many folk ever wondered where it went? One thing about money is currency, and currency, it does what? Yeah, current moves. Yeah, current. If they say the current came through, that is moving water. It moves. Currency moves. And so if currency is going to move anyway, it's wise to tell it where to go. Everybody shout, let's tell our money where to go. Discipline, I love this by Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. Say it back to me. Discipline is doing what but doing it like that sound like excellence? Yeah, and I love it that it came from Mike, because Mike would know. I mean, to become heavyweight champion of the world, you got to get up, you got to work out, you got to run, you got to do things that other folk don't want to do because you're trying to get somewhere that other folk aren't willing to go. But it's doing what you hate to do. They don't just hate to do it. I hate to do it too. Like nobody wants to be sitting up doing, well, some folk do, but it ain't like my thing to be sitting up doing this part. But I know that doing this part is necessary, so ain't no need of doing it with my mouth poked out and sucking my teeth mad. Do it like we love it. Say it again. Do it like we love it. Doing this over here is not something that, you just want to, telling yourself no is not, what we're attuned to doing, but if we do it like we love it, then we might get to a place where we really love it. Fair enough? Like I find a marvel. I'm sure that's my coach right there, Elder Rickay. But it's interesting, the journey I've been on weight-wise. I actually have been in and out of the gym my whole life.
Testing. All right.
There we go. And then there was Mike. Now mute that Mike. All right. Then there was Mike. Let there be Mike. We have it now. And but I've been in and out the gym, but I never loved the gym. I never loved going. But now I literally enjoy going. I literally enjoy going because I just feel better once I get the oxygen in my brain and the blood flowing, etc. I think better. So it's just like, it's like something that if I don't do it, even on down days, I'm like, I'm just gonna go do something. Because it's become a way of life for me. So doing something I hated doing, like I loved it, has turned into something I love doing now. That makes sense? So it's possible to not enjoy discipline and budgeting, but do it like we love it until we fall in love with it. Fair enough, everybody? Everybody say that's fair. All right, so budgeting then, we said, Mike Tyson said, discipline is doing what you hate but doing it like you love it. John Maxwell said, motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you going. Say it with me. Motivation, but what? Motivation gets you going. Every year we do this, and we talk about money. We do this, we talk about budgeting, and everybody gets excited. How many of you follow it throughout the whole year? It's tough. And so, that's right, Sister Alice. Raise that hand again. Let us clap for you. There you go. Clap for her. They said they want to see proof, Sister Alice. No. So that's good. So I put in your notes that budgeting requires discipline, and this quote from Barack Obama. Somebody read it for me so I don't do all the reading. It's an embodiment of our values. Pass it over to her. Pass it to Mike. There you go. Say it.
A budget is more than just a collection of numbers on a page. It is an embodiment of our values.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's make sure we all get clarity on what President Obama was saying there. Why would he say that a budget is an embodiment of our values? Y'all give me some quick answers because I'm going to run out of time here in a minute. What? Habits, patterns. Because the truth of the matter is, where we're spending our money, it denotes that that's what's important to us. Like we can sit in here all day and talk about, retirement is really important to me. But if you send $0 to retirement, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately he's saying that when you get done doing your budget is going to tell us what really matters to you. And if there's a big fat number in grocery store and eating out and going to the movies and everything else, then it's okay. You just have to be sure that you read that and say, I value entertainment and me time over the future. Over the future. And that's fine. It's just you got to be able to say that. Everybody say yes. Like I was talking to someone just this past weekend, and they literally told me, literally they're from another country, and he's talking about the difference between here and this country, and just said, you know what, the only difference here, the only good difference here is the opportunity to make money. Outside of that, give me my country, he said. He said, outside of that, give me my country. He said, one of the reasons is because we're not caught up in materialism. So he literally works here and sends his money back to his country because he said, I don't have to have everything the average American has to have to feel like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it's an interesting perspective to have, because if you ever get that, like there's the story, and I'll give you the name the next time, but there's the story of a guy who was literally a janitor, and he died. When he died, he left $2+ million to his school, and he left $1 million to his kids. Anyway, he was worth over $5 million when he died. Okay, worth over $5 million when he died. He's like, how is that possible for a janitor? Because a janitor was using a budget and discipline, and every time he sent his money to an investment and to his retirement, it proved where his values were. That makes sense, everybody? It proved where his values were. So it really isn't the amount of money, but it's the discipline and the budgeting that we do with the money that really matters. Everybody shout yes. Now, this is important, and I'm glad you're still here. So we've been going slow, but this like the good stuff. This is why you came out tonight right here, all right? All right, this right here. We're going to talk about price versus cost. Price versus cost. What'd I say? Now, you may not have ever heard this because I hadn't. This just me and you and the Lord. What is the price of something? I'm just saying, what would be a definition of the price of something? What you have to actually pay at a given moment. So let's say if I went to the car lot, I'm looking for a car, and they say the car is $25,000, and then I says, can I afford that? And then I say, yes, I will pay what? $25,000. Now here is the question. This right here, is that always the cost of it? What's the difference between price and cost then? So this is variable over time. Many people make decisions based on the price, and they never count up the cost. See, I told y'all, I said, this is why y'all came out tonight, right here. Y'all like, what did we come out here tonight? Boom, this is it right here. Yeah, I'm letting it set in. I'm letting the light just marinate right there. So when I talk about, because remember, Luke 14 is the second scripture I gave you tonight. Y'all, somebody read Luke 14 for me real fast. It's at the top of your notes. Luke 14, 28 through 30. Whoever has the mic, read at the top of them notes. It's the second page. It's up there. Give it a mic. They said, oh, it's up there.
For which of you wishing to build a farm building does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see whether
Sit down and do what?
calculate the cost.
Not the price, the cost. Not the price, the cost. Say it with me.
Not the price, but the cost.
Because you may be able to pay the price today, but have you counted the cost over time? Make sense?
Yes.
Like this is so good. This is not even with just money. This is like with life. Like before you go out and you jump into this relationship and do like it was more, it's gonna cost you more than just a one night. I pay the price of one night, but the cost might be that's 18 years. So it's a variable over time, y'all. It's a variable over time. The price is never just what's on the sticker. Never just what's on the sticker. If I'm out and I'm about to make this purchase, then even if I can afford to pay the price, the $25,000 today takes $25,000 away from something on tomorrow. And so it's going to cost me something. The question is, Have we actually counted the cost? Because what I found when I started counting cost is that when you count the cost, you say no to more than you used to say no to, because it costs too much. The price is always more than what's on the sticker. And that's why you came out tonight. Go ahead. What'd I say? Yes. Well, I mean, yes, the cost is always more than what's on the sticker. The price is the price, but it's always going to cost you more than what's on the sticker. Everybody shout, it always costs more. Say it again. So finish that passage. I'm sorry, real fast for me. Finish that passage. Go back to the top. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to interrupt you this time.
For which of you wishing to build a farm building does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see whether he has sufficient means to finish it? Otherwise, when he has laid the foundation and is unable to complete the building, all who see it will begin to mock and jeer at him, saying, "This man began to build and was not able, worth enough to finish."
Yeah, y'all know. Like, I don't know. Again, I'm sort of spitballing here, but y'all know the number of professional athletes that go broke after their athletic career. It's a very high percentage. You know how much money they made during their professional career? A whole lot of money. And you say, how can you make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and end up broke 3 to 5 years after retirement? Because they thought they were just paying the price, but they hadn't counted up the cost. They hadn't counted up the cost. Hadn't counted up the cost. And so the challenge for every one of us is to make sure that this week, this month, this year, that we're counting up the cost. Counting up the cost. Budgeting and discipline will reveal to everyone that sees our budget whether or not we are really counting up the cost. Because I'm telling you, I'm with you. I don't want to have to go to work if I don't have to. But unfortunately, I'm still paying the cost on some stuff that I thought I had priced in, but it is, we're going to get it right. Everybody shout, we're going to get it right. As a matter of fact, I said this, and I want to make sure you can understand it. You can't afford the cost of everything that's in your price range. Y'all with me? Say it with me. I can't afford the cost of everything that's in my, there you go. What Elder Ricky, what was this? All right, hey, hallelujah, hallelujah, praise the Lord. You can't, listen, before you pay the price for, I can afford that. Yeah, you say, how much is that? Just make sure that just because you're doing this, that make sure you're not paying your mortgage. Make sure that today's price don't cost you your house, your car. Y'all with me? I was on the way up here today and I was having a conversation with a pastor who is having to deal with the fact that someone that they care about a lot is making decisions with their money, and one of those decisions is to not pay their rent. And I'm like, man, we didn't have many money talks coming up, but one thing that was for sure, somehow, some way, we won't have a roof over our head. We never questioned that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand today. Folk will pay for their phone, they'll pay for their hair and nails, and then tell the rent man. Sister Sharon. Sister Sharon. Sister Sharon said they'll pay for a lot. Wait a minute. Before they pay their rent. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then you wouldn't believe some of the stories they'll give you. I'm talking about with fresh haircut, nails, whatever it is. Because I want to make it all on the ladies. I mean, fresh haircut, gold chain on, everything. Talking about, I'm going to have my rent for you, though, rent man. Something came up. And then, Yeah, it's tough. I promise you, I didn't want to. And I told my team, there's a reason I don't go to court for evictions. Because I'm too soft-hearted. But this had gone on too long. And my team was out, and I had to go to court. And so the lady had not made, I think I can say this, y'all won't know who. The lady had not made a payment to us since October. We just went to court in January. All right? And she was behind up until, she stopped paying in October. She was making partial payments up until then. So she was way behind, right? So we told her that, we were going to, work with her to find new housing. She has Section 8 voucher. We all above work with you. And in January, we showed up in court, and judge was like, ma'am, he's done everything. And she said, well, ma'am, by law, you got to be out in 5 days. You have to be out. And she looked across at me, and she said, can you give me 10 more days? And that's what I said, Elder Rick. I said, what? Huh? She has a voucher. But you say, why didn't she move? Because she was living for free. And for some reason, it just doesn't compute. It just doesn't compute. It just doesn't compute. But guess what happened once the judge said you got to be out? Because she looked over at me and said, and I looked up at the judge and said, please help me. And I looked over at the judge and said, please help me. And the judge looked back. She saw my eyes. They were like, oh, please. And she said, ma'am, by law, you have 5 days. I think he's been very generous. He's been very generous. She said, don't make him have to put your stuff out. You have to be out. And she was out. She was out. Yep, we got our keys back and everything. Now, I don't know what condition. We haven't even gotten in there yet, but she was out. But, I just say, we didn't have much, but somehow it got paid. We didn't have all the food now. Now, food, we making banana sandwiches. Soup, yeah, soup, you name it. Hot dog soup. It didn't matter what was in the soup. We might have cereal and no milk, but we had a roof over our head. We had a roof over our head. So do not walk around talking about I can pay the price and it costs you your house or and so on and so forth. Everybody shout, please. All right, y'all have that. Counting the cost is today's price plus tomorrow's consequences. Y'all say it with me. Counting the cost is today's price plus. That's how you determine if you can afford it. Can you pay today's price and calculate in what this is going to cost you tomorrow and then make a decision whether you can afford it? Today's price plus tomorrow's consequences. Today's price plus tomorrow's consequences. What's coming tomorrow? Rent gonna have to be paid. What's the price today? They say they won't whatever it is. And now the question is, can you make up the difference between today and tomorrow? And if you can't, you should not make that purchase. Everybody shout, all right. The real cost of something is what you have to give up in order to give it, which is always more than cash. Charles Whelan. Let's say it again. Y'all say it with me. The real cost of something which is almost always more than cash. The real cost of something is what you have to give up in order to give it. And so here's the question. In order to get this budget in right, in order to make sure that we end this year stronger financially than we did last year, et cetera, to make sure that we get a real good plan in place, here's the question. What are you willing to give up? Because in order to go where we expect God to take us, we have to be willing to sacrifice something. Fair enough, everybody? Now, for Sister Alice is saying, I done sacrificed. I'm in retirement. I'm going to the Haiti cruise, Jamaica cruise, and every other cruise. You know what I'm saying? Live it up, Sister Alice. Go. You right. You done paid the cost. You done paid the cost. If you sitting here to pay for a house, you done earned the right to do something. Do it. And if that something is, keep saving for retirement and changing legacy in and around financing, then do that. But your budget embodies your values. Fair enough, everybody. Is that good? Father, thank you for this night. Thank you for our conversation. Pray that you would, God, give us money strategies as a group that would transform generations. money strategies that would position us to live like no one else. But remind us over and over that it will always cost us something, that promotion costs, and so God, give us the grit to pay the cost in order to experience financial freedom, in order to pursue a more excellent way in resources. And may we teach it to all we encounter. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, thank you to those of you who joined us tonight via live stream, Facebook Live, however, God bless you. All right, quick question in here real fast. In and around life insurance. Who in here, everybody have life insurance? No?